Alrighty. So in the next episode, well, this episode, you're going to hear from Alex Branning, Agent CRM, and why you're going to watch all 25 to 30 minutes of this video is you're going to learn why we signed up with them. I partnered with them. And after buying every other CRM literally on the market, I've decided this makes perfect sense. And we're going to go over plenty of the reasons why. So watch to the end of the video so you don't miss anything about it, because it isn't going to be that long anyway. And it's during Christmas break anyway. So instead of scrolling stupid videos, learn something. Alex, for those that might be living under a rock or in an echo chamber that somehow you're not in, give us a quick introduction on who you are, what got CRM going, Agent CRM that is, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Alex Branning. I started my business when I was 17 years old as just a nerd who loved to code. And my business has gone through a couple little twists and turns and pivots as I hire coaches that guide me on really using my talents to, improve my business. And I started really going into marketing about 13 years ago, Chris. And my coach was like, Alex, make blog posts and do short videos on the clients that you're working with. And many of them happen to be insurance agency owners. We also worked with really anybody else in my area. But when COVID hit, those videos that I had been making for the last 8 years got so much more traffic. My business quadrupled overnight from February 2020 to March. I mean, it was nuts. If you searched for insurance marketing, insurance digital marketing, I was at the tippity top, blog posts, YouTube videos, everything. And we blew up. And I already had a very successful marketing agency. So I had a great team, but we blew up overnight. And I knew that this wasn't going to last forever. And so I was taking the profits from the agency and building out Agent CRM on this brand new platform that we had found called High Level. And then we used it for us. So we built Agent CRM for us as we were serving insurance agents. That was our main focus. After about May, we just said, you know what, we're not taking on any other clients unless they're insurance. And then in June, we were focusing heavily on building out Agent CRM. We launched it towards the end of July, early August. And it's taken off ever since, Chris. So as at the time that we're recording this on December 18th, we have thousands of insurance agents and agencies across the nation that use Agent CRM. The reason why we continue to grow is because we are really, really focused on a great customer support experience. I believe that now with everything going on with AI, we are now in an experience economy. It's no longer a tool economy, it's an experience economy. So we really focus on a great customer experience, and then we continue to innovate and take the tools that are out there and plug them into Agent CRM so that they are usable by the insurance community and safe to use by the insurance community.
Interesting. We did a video with Evan this morning, and I said the word controversy because I think YouTube likes controversy. And if I say controversy, the algorithm will show it to more people. But while this isn't necessarily on script and we're not going to dive too far into it, for some reason, I didn't sign up with you from the very beginning. First, I didn't know what a CRM was. Then I didn't think I needed it. And then I signed up for everyone else's on the market. Not that theirs was bad, but I felt like there was some weird controversy that said, don't sign up with Alex. I don't know why. Like maybe I was just had a bad dream.
Yeah.
Like going through that learning curve, and when you grow rapidly, you get haters for no good reason sometimes. Sometimes they're just bots or angry people that need medication. But the product is quality. The support is great. Like it works. It does what it's supposed to. How have you managed to make sure that the quality is good, the reputation is solid, and you're proud of what you've been doing and building?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the negative talk around Agent CRM was something that we earned. I mean, as we were growing and scaling, we grew so much faster than I anticipated. And unfortunately, we were not able to meet my expectations for every client that came in, and people would leave disappointed and frustrated. We have grown and matured and gotten better. And I think our team now is the best that it's ever been. So, there's definitely haters out there, but I think a lot of the negative talk was, earned by our own mistakes and failures. Going forward, I think, you're asking like, how do we stay on top? Agent CRM is unique in the insurance CRM space because I treat Agent CRM like we're a billion-dollar company. What I mean by that is we have a research and development department. We have people that focus on compliance. Like we devote a massive amount of resources to not only maintaining what we have and making sure that people have a good experience, but continuing to make sure that we stay on top, and the agents that use Agent CRM and trust us to support their vision, they also trust us to tell them what's coming and how they can use the tools that are out there,
Mhm.
and stay, cutting edge. Because it's not just about them. The way that I like to describe it, Chris, is it's not about knowing what is out there and how I should be using the software now. You want to work with a tech partner who can also tell you what's coming around the corner and
Mhm.
how you can expect to be able to implement that tech, right? So a good example of that is voice AI.
Mhm.
Voice AI has been on the market for a while, and we didn't touch it for, it felt like an eternity, but it was really only like 9 months. So we're not even introducing it. We're not talking about it. And a big part of that was because it just wasn't good enough to use, and the compliance wasn't. We didn't feel like it was where it needed to be for compliance's sake. Now we have a great voice AI product, but we waited until we felt like it was ready. That waiting period probably cost us a few clients, but it earned us a lot of respect amongst the people that know us and trust us, because they knew that I wasn't going to offer something until I felt confident that it was ready to go.
Kind of like how I run things agency wise. I got to test it, try it, understand it before I'm willing to give it to someone that if it doesn't work, they can't pay their rent. Like that's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't,
100%.
like even with carriers, like I got to try it. And I've tried plenty that I didn't roll out because I'm like, I can't understand it. This doesn't work. That didn't work. It's not going to work.
Right.
And that means a lot. Before we dive deeper into the AI stuff and why people should use it and why my agents need to have taken Christmas break and signed up, um, one of the things that I think is really beneficial on a practical level, especially for agencies or maybe even an agent themselves, is you referenced a lot like your team, management, hiring. I mean, that's really beneficial and important to help scale. But tell me that from your experience, how hiring and growing and scaling and building a team allows you to build your business far more aggressively than you just doing it yourself.
Yeah, one of my business coaches a long time ago was like, Alex, you are capped. Like, you are not going to grow anymore unless you start hiring more people. And at the time, I had a small team. I was trying to be lean and mean. And when he told me that, at first I had a lot of negative reactions to, like, what are you talking about? Like, of course I can grow more. Like, there's so much more I can scale. And he was like, I want you to write down everything you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and then tell me how you're going to grow your business with the current things on your plate. And I did the exercise, and Chris, I was like, he's right. Like, there's no way that I can focus time on growing my business and doing the things that are really important to me, like my family, and grow to where I believe I can go. And so I needed to hire.
Mhm.
And I made a lot of mistakes in hiring along the way. And the mistakes were on my side of just, finding people and not knowing how to vet them properly and things like that. But right now, I think we are at a spot where we are hiring the best of the best. In the high level space specifically, people know Agent CRM. We're one of the top high level agencies in the space. And so when we post a job, number one, people know us and trust us. They know that we're going to stick around. And so the people that are looking for a job look at us as a very safe place to work. Also, we pay above market rate. So if you're an insurance agency watching this right now, one of the things that you can learn from my mistakes and from where I'm at now is make sure that you get more than enough applicants for the role. Make sure that you make them go through a couple hoops, and they're not just filling out a form. Like, we require a Loom video, where they answer a few questions, because we want to make sure, does this person, can they articulate well? Can they
Mhm.
explain themselves and like why they should join us? Are they friendly? Like, what's the vibe when people talk to them? Again, we're in an experience economy, Chris. So whether or not this person that we're hiring is going to be face to face with the customer, they'll be face to face with my team. And so if there's a bad apple on the team, it affects everybody, no matter what role they play. And
Mhm.
so we've gotten really good at hiring. And for me as a business owner, I look at literally every single thing that I do on a day-to-day basis, and I go, is this something I should be doing, or should I be delegating this? Or now, should I be automating this? Like, is there a way for me to get this off my plate? That sort of obsessive mindset around delegation and automation gives me a lot of time to work on the business. And now I feel really confident that, even with, I think I think we're the number one CRM in the space right now as far as size. I could be wrong. Nobody really shares their numbers publicly, but I think we have a lot more room to grow. And a big part of that is because we've done such a good job hiring.
I like that. I do a little filtering, run ZipRecruiter ads, get plenty of people to talk to, for very low cost, and probably why people are reselling recruit leads because they figured that out and just remarketed it. Oops, I just gave that one away.
Yeah.
The filter is you have to get on Zoom with me. Like, can you function a computer enough to get on Zoom? Like, if you can't do that, this isn't going to work.
Right.
Are you going to get on camera so I know you're a real person? And can you have a constructive conversation where we can like talk? Do I contract everybody? No. But there are some people who can't, and I politely tell them, look, I'm gonna have to put you back in the waiting room. You try again tomorrow, but this is a requirement, to protect our agency and fraud and technology. So I think people are afraid to filter because it might stunt their growth, but you got to protect what you're building and the reputation, and the people that work there the very same way. We're going to get into why you need to sign up for Agent CRM, why my agents need to take Christmas break and do it right now. Like, no, like when this is over. But one of the things that I think is very interesting in our industry as well, and feel free to just tell your thoughts, like I'm not setting you up to have to be dishonest about it, is like for the longest time, people would just, like for Facebook leads, for example, they'd find a vendor, they'd buy them and they'd work them. And then like the remote distribution grew and grew and grew. And as that grew, I think retail lead sales continued to go down. And then there was this development of people that wanted to do it for you or do it yourself, or like, let's dispense from the retail mindset and DFY the whole thing.
Yep.
I mean, that's not bad, but I feel like to a certain degree, you got to work with someone who's already built something anyway, so that your full attention isn't on reinventing the wheel you already have. Like in the CRM space, like you could go and buy your own Go High Level, pay the money, build it yourself. But why shouldn't they do that, even if it's cheaper compared to what you've already built?
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in focusing on revenue generating tasks for myself, and an insurance agent, especially one without a team, if they're getting started or just have a few agents underneath them, they need to maximize every single hour of their day. And that time should not be spent building out workflows, trying to set up pipelines. You should be able to plug into a system that you know and trust and then build on top of that. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't tweak things, but you should not spend the tens of hours that's required to build out workflows and websites from scratch. You should jump into a white label, whether it's Agent CRM or another one, and use the proven systems that they've spent time on, plug into their support. That's another thing that people don't really talk about with Go High Level, is if you get your own, good luck getting support, right? Because you only have a live chat option. There's no hopping on Zoom. There's no phone support like we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole different realm. And so with Agent CRM, our big thing is we want you to be able to sign up for Agent CRM. So it's 12/13 right now on Thursday. We want you to sign up at 12/13, be able to walk through our how-to videos with your onboarding, use our proprietary customizer tool that we've got built out, import the branding bundles, which are the tools that are the packages that we have for your insurance product, which all included in Agent CRM. And you should have the entire system up and running by 3:00. Right now, you'll have to go through A2P, and that's something that we cannot control, but they usually get that dialed in 24, 48 hours, and they give you the green light to start texting. So your entire system should be set up and done in a couple hours. All of your workflows, pipelines, websites, emails, everything is set up and ready to rock and roll for you to start growing your business. And the immediate impact of having a system that's ready to go is that you can start marketing like almost same day. There's a lot of marketing that insurance agents should be doing that they're not, because they're just focusing on the new leads that are in front of them and trying to maintain the book of business. But they don't usually reach out to the old leads. They don't usually ask for referrals. They don't usually send out holiday emails. These are all things that are built inside of Agent CRM that insurance agents don't think about, not because they're not a great marketer, Chris. It's because they have so many other things on their plate. That's another thing with working with a white label, is that we do this all day long, and our one thing that we do is build out marketing and sales systems for you. And so because that's the only thing that we do, we're the nerd in your corner on the marketing side. You're going to get a lot more built out than what you had thought, because you just haven't taken the time to plan this out like we have, and we just build it for you and give it to you.
Yeah, I think hiring someone to do the thing they've already done is a form of delegation itself. Like you might not, I'm not going to be paying you an hourly wage, but like I'm delegating the fact that the at market cost might be this, but the retail cost is that. That's a form of delegation, so I don't have to do it myself.
Yep.
I've been going through a lot of the automations and such recently. Now that I have a general working knowledge, now that I've probably used up more expert hours than you're supposed to, but it's like, it's all kind of there. And to me, it's sort of like, now I can kind of tweak it a little bit to me. Now I can put this picture in or change that word. And then if that doesn't work, change it back. But the whole roadmap is there, or it's like a coloring book. And now I can kind of shift it around a little bit without having to figure out how to do it. Or because it's there, now I understand how it's made, and I could make it again. Yep. Like I was making a website, I think yesterday, I don't even know if it's real. But you could pay somebody hundreds of dollars to build you a website, but you could go into Agent CRM and go to this thing, go to that thing. And then like 30 minutes later, you've got the same thing. Yeah. So that's really, really powerful. What else stands out that you haven't mentioned already, and what you guys do versus all the 600 other white labels that are generally in our space?
Well, number one, this is all we focus on. We're not running an agency as well as software, so you don't have to worry about us recruiting your agents or, doing anything with the data that you have. All we do is provide software and marketing support for insurance agents. And we've been around for a long time, so you don't have to worry about us going out of business like many others have in the past. So, that's a huge part. Is us, you can trust us. We're reliable, we're stable, we're growing. This means a lot for you as an agency owner, so that you can know, okay, Alex is here with me for the long haul. We're running arm in arm together. He's not going to try to poach my agents or my data or anything like that. He's just going to help me build. And everything we do at Agent CRM is on a month-to-month basis. And so we have to earn your business every single month. And we know that Go High Level is just right around the corner. There's other white labels that are out there that want your business. So, we do not take anyone's business for granted. And we are, I keep saying we're the biggest in this space, but there's a reason why we're the biggest. And it's because we continue to show up for our clients. We continue to exceed their expectations. And we continue to earn a better and better reputation in the marketplace. Like I said at the beginning, there's been times where we have, really earned the negative feedback that you've heard online, but we've just gotten better and better and really improved our processes and controlling what we can control. So, but when you look at Agent CRM compared to the other white labels, without naming any names, I'll just say what we do really well, besides the support, which is one of the things that we're most well known for in the space, is just the amount of support that you can get. But we're really known for being able to come alongside the strategy of building out an insurance automation, right? So the branding bundles, which you're referencing, this is probably one of the best innovations that we've come out with, because we've really mapped out the entire customer journey. And then within the customer journey, and you guys will see this when you sign up for a free trial, within the customer journey, in the workflows where it's like, here's the new lead, here's the appointment reminders, etc. There are additional workflows that you can turn on that we've already thought about that are the next step, right? And so we have AI built in, we have automatic listeners for your Facebook comments, your Instagram comments, even a text in for your Agent CRM number. So like if you're a life insurance agent, we already have a text in campaign set up for your Agent CRM phone number, where if someone texts in the word life, now we have a conversation with that person to get their name and email, and then move them to setting up an appointment on your calendar. This all happens while you're doing other revenue generating activities, right? So we're not just doing the bare minimum of, a new lead comes in, we're going to send them a calendar link and then follow up with them via email and text. We're going way above and beyond, even setting up lead generation automations, cross-sell automations, asking for referrals. All of that is set up and ready to go inside of Agent CRM, so that you don't have to try to think about all the gaps. We've already done that for you, and it's specific for each of the different insurance products that are out there.
Yeah, and that's all built in. I mean, if it's not, I'll edit this out. But like I looked at that, I'm like, oh man, I got to buy more things, and it's all built in. So that's a huge advantage. Before we dive deeper into like your thoughts and how AI is existing in your realm right now, there's agents that are going to watch this and listen to this that are stable, financially secure, field producers even. Like they don't need it in the same way that a remote agent would be silly not to operate with it. But speak to the agent that might not need it to run their business, but they need to get it because it'll help them run their business in ways they've never seen before. Like if you know the kind of person I'm describing, like sell it to them because I need them to get it in a way they don't know yet.
There's so much opportunity that you are not uncovering by not using automation and regular lead nurturing. We had a mastermind in Dallas, and this is about a year and a half ago. And a guy raised his hand. His name was Jackson. And he said, Alex, can I share a quick story of why I moved to Agent CRM? I'm like, go ahead, man. And he was exactly as you described, a great field producer, crushing it. Prior to using Agent CRM, he was not using any CRM. And he said he was walking in a grocery store and he saw a client of his that he had sold 4 term policies to a little over a year after seeing him in the grocery store. And he was making small talk, and the guy was like, man, I'm so glad to see you. How's everything going? And Jackson's like, things are going great. Business is good. He's like, oh, I'm so glad to hear you're still in business. He's like, I feel kind of bad, but I actually just signed up for a $1 million IUL policy with another agent because I didn't think you were still in business. And Jackson was like, what? He was heartbroken and crushed because he would have loved to write that business. And he said, why do you think I wasn't in business? And he said, after the sale, he said, I never got another email from you. And, after your couple check-ins, I never got another text message from you. Yeah. So your silence made me think that you are out of business. That's the danger of not using a CRM that sends out regular emails, even silly things like holiday emails. But, doing things like lead nurturing emails, using our social planner to make posts on your social media that you don't have to think about. These sorts of, messages that get sent out put you at the top of their inbox and at the top of their mind. Now they remember who you are. So the next time they're looking to buy a policy, or have a question, you're the person they think about. And it's not something that you have to do manually, which is why every single insurance agent, regardless of how stable, regardless of how good you think your processes are, I promise you there is opportunity that is sitting in your Google sheet that you have not uncovered because you don't have automations reaching out to those people.
Yeah, silence really does make you feel like someone's out of business. There was this guy on YouTube that used to post insurance content every Saturday. Like he would record his agency trainings Friday and then post them Saturday. And I would listen to him all the time, like just to immerse yourself in what's out there. And I would pick up a few tips. And then one time it went dark. I'm like, oh, that's sad. Then he reemerged captive. And I'm like, oh no, oh, not them. And then he's silent again. I'm like, oh no, Joe, where? I'm like looking for his email because I just liked the dude and like listening to his voice and the stuff he said, even if I disagreed to it. But the silence makes me feel like maybe he's out of business. And that's what your client might be thinking the same way. We're getting close to our 30-minute mark, and the attention span of America at this moment has already been surpassed. But let's get into AI because I think that's really interesting. You know way more than I'll ever know about it. Talk to me about AI, what it does in the CRM, like what it is, like real basic, high level kind of stuff for folks that it's new to them.
Yeah. So there's 2 different really AI avenues I want to talk about. One I'll touch on briefly. Voice AI is amazing. We're just scratching the surface of it as a company. We've been using it since January internally, and it has been a phenomenal experience for us to be able to grow and scale and treat our customers with the level of support that they deserve. But we are now moving out of a voice first outreach world, Chris. We're living in a text first outreach. And so the beautiful thing about that is that it's a lot easier to get a text message delivered to somebody, even if you're not saved in their phone, than it is to get a phone call picked up. And so if you text somebody first, like if you have a prospect that fills out a Facebook lead form and you text them and start to have a conversation with them, the odds of them responding to you are way, way higher than if you called them first and try to get them on the phone with you. Wow. So now with this new way that consumers are expecting to interact with insurance agents, now we have to set up automations and AI so that we can help you meet that level of demand. And so inside of Agent CRM, we have Agent AI. It's already built in, it's included with your subscription, and it knows your insurance products. It can read your calendar, and you can even give it some additional FAQs. And the cool part about this is that it can have as many conversations as it can handle during the day and respond to people. And not just over text, Chris, but it can also respond to incoming Facebook comments and messages. incoming Instagram comments and messages, and even WhatsApp. And so if you are posting on social media, posting on Instagram, generating leads, Agent CRM can have multiple conversations across all different channels and keep everything in line so that you are having what feels like a very human conversation with all of these prospects and current clients while you're doing other revenue generating activities. The biggest thing about a CRM system is if it is not helping you make more money, then you need to look for a CRM that is helping you make more money. And so our AI that we include with Agent CRM is designed to help you have multiple conversations going at the exact same time with the one goal of getting them on your calendar.
Does it support voice AI, or have you felt like text AI is far more
So
focused
we
on?
do support voice AI. We use Loan.ai, which is a separate service, and Loan.ai integrates within to Agent CRM, and it's CRM agnostic, so we can plug into any other CRM that you have, and
Mhm.
it can take all of your inbound calls and it can make outbound calls for you that you script with my team. With Loan, we have an unlimited minutes thing, so it can talk to as many people as you want. So during Medicare, man, we were cranking. And voice AI, we've gotten a lot of negative pushback against voice AI, and the assumption is that if you use voice AI, it's going to sound robotic. That used to be the case, which is why I didn't offer it. But now with voice AI and the upgrades and improvements in the infrastructure, you get what feels like a very human conversation. I was at a mastermind with a lot of other insurance agency owners, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Alex, I just got to tell you, man, my favorite person on your team is blank. And she's so kind, she's so friendly, like she'll just answer all my questions without getting frustrated. She's amazing." And I was like, "Thank you. Like, I love hearing that." And I was like, "Can I tell you a secret?"
Oh
He's
no.
like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's actually my AI employee." He did not believe me, Chris, because there was no pauses, no breaks. The voice was human. Like, it was like, there is no way that she is an AI agent. I was
Wait,
like,
wait, is Bob real? Like, hold on, is Bob the
Bob
curly?
is real.
Okay, good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Bob is real.
that
Yeah. We
Bob's
love
even
Bob.
real.
We love Bob.
Is Anas real? Like, is that a real human?
Yeah, he is an absolute rock star. Anas is a freaking genius. So for those of you that are on Agent CRM, you go pro to the pro plan, you'll be able to hang out with Anas as much as you want and have him build out your system for you. But
Yeah.
yeah, those are real people. But yeah, we use AI, voice AI agents mostly for check-ins and then handling inbound calls as well. Again, our goal is to get them on the right calendar, whether it's a support call or if they need to talk to Bob. We want to make sure they're talking to the right person as quickly as possible. So, but those little touch points have a huge impact in how they perceive Agent CRM and in how they perceive your insurance agency.
Yeah. Let me wrap up with this one for the few minutes we have left and the few percent of battery I have before I have to plug this back in. With voice AI and the WAN, one of the biggest issues I have is I get calls all the time. Sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't want to answer. The lack of an answer speaks silence to the consumer looking for an experience and thinks all kinds of crazy things in their head, cancels to call somebody else, who knows what. How can it help me make sure that I'm not just ignoring these people, calls are being answered, and then organized in a way that I can handle them on my time when I'm ready, prepared, the stuff's here, all that?
Loan answers every single inbound call that is directed to her, puts a transcript of the call inside of the CRM connected to the contact. It could email as well so that you have that. And again, the goal of Loan is to get them on your calendar. So if they are calling in and they have a question, concern, or they want to talk to you about a quote, regardless, the goal is to get them to set up an appointment with you so that you have a designated time where they're blocking off a few moments to speak directly to you.
Yeah.
So now we put in some logic. So if they have a question and she's able to answer it, then, we don't have her set up a call, but the entire goal of Loan is to make it so that you have a 24/7 AI assistant that is handling every single one of your inbound calls and even calling the new leads that come in during business hours.
That's smart. Like, I put on a calendar that says like 15-minute appointment. And I've been telling people this week, look, if you want my undivided attention about, follow-up questions, complaints, you don't want it anymore, whatever, it's okay.
Yeah.
This book the time so I'm prepared and ready and not doing something else to talk about it. And then you're saying the voice AI uses my calendars to know what to book. And
Yep.
that's
It's
brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think every insurance agent who is generating leads on a regular basis. And especially during Medicare, our Medicare agents who had it loved it because it helps save so much time and effort as they're trying to close as much business as possible.
There we go. So if you want to learn more about everything that he's talked about, there should be information in the description section on how to sign up, how to get access, how to make sure that you buy the proper account to get the proper help. Because I mean, let them help you with it, for God's sake. Don't try to figure this out yourself. Try the free trial. And like I say with peaking yesterday, give it time. And if it turns out it's not for you, that's okay. But you'll find that it is. It's making you more money, keeping you more organized, allowing you to live a life outside of the grind. And Alex, I know you've got millions of things you've got to do, both in the real world and in the business that you spent with me. I personally gratefully appreciate.
Hey, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you having me on, man. So I look forward to hanging out.
You got it. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.